Woo woo.
All right, Viva, you're good. You can talk.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We're gonna start this episode off with new art.
Read
New
following
art
this.
day. We got a
New
portrait.
art day.
All right, take it
All
away,
right.
senor.
So I've spent some time working on trying to get some new art done for our characters, and this is the first of the series that I'll
wild.
be doing. This is our girl Astrid. This is her. This is her. This is her in all of her glory. This is showing off a lot of her personality, and just giving us like a little bit more detailed look at who she is. So we'll be using this for M's placeholder in the stream, and then I've already uploaded that to our character images page. And yeah, this one was really fun because I got to work with trying to make the frames look very like polished metal, and for her used bronze for her to match with her armor, her molten bronze skin armor, which is really cool. Gave her bloody knuckles and a bloody nose, bloody mouth, because that's just who Astrid is. She beats the shit out of people. It might be her blood, it might be somebody else's. It's probably both.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. We have there is some significance to both the earring on the picture's right side. It's her left ear, and then her eyes are lit in a very specific way for specific reasoning that if you pay attention to the story and to some of the background, what's there.
Is her ear laced with rings?
Describing this more cryptically, please. Just if you look at the thing right here and then just pay attention, but we want to say it, but there's things in the picture that are describing the
so her eyes kind of have halos in them.
Halo.
And that's due to, I mean, I can't explicitly spell that out because
Gotcha.
it needs to be expressed, but it is there.
Full of Easter eggs.
But yes, she has lots of ear piercings.
She just really enjoys Easter, is what Viva was saying.
Just like my wife with all of her new ear piercings. I can't let her go to the piercing. She's like, oh, I want to get this piercing changed out for a new one. I'm like, okay. She texts me when she gets there. She's like, hey, I'm going to get a new piercing. I'm like, oh my god.
Very cool. This is like one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I had so much fun with this one. I have like 4 or 5 different versions of the face in this, but what my
one that's highlighted teeth.
Teeth? Where are you seeing teeth? No, it says layer 45.
I know, but it looks like a picture of like teeth like this.
No,
I'm only squinting at it.
It's part of the shading on the frame.
Oh, it's probably a grid behind it, but it looks like teeth and like lips.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's weird.
So yeah, that's the first one. I'll be working on these for everybody's. So that I can put them in our D&D Beyond character sheets so that your portrait looks a little bit more like your character and it's easier to tell, and just because it looks nice. B, so that we can put them up in any of our rotating art for the characters and anything on the stream. Because I'm trying to make some nice assets for us. The next one that I wanted to show off was a sketch. It's something that I'm trying to work on, is trying to capture some fun moments or interesting moments that stand out to me in our campaign. And I'm trying to make sketches, so nothing that's going to be as polished as something like this. So I'm going to show that one next. It's this one. This one I titled Val and Infinity because this is what ran through my head when Val got fucking stuck.
Yes.
So this is kind of just the idea of what the fuck's going on in when I saw this. I had a lot of fun with this one because it was just fun to like start the sketch, but like the whole like my favorite part about this is actually the background, where I was able to figure out some really fun techniques to make of like a nebula looking background, and I was like, oh, this is too much fun to make, and so I used that. But yeah, we have our friends Val here in the middle, being as stoically concerned about his precarious situation as he is. Rainer over on the right, telling him to get his shit together and get to work. And Brockle, our dear fucking gnome, just telling him, what new hell have you gotten us into this time, dumbass? And then our glorious DM up here just fucking with my character some more, saying, I've always been in your mind.
So he's a mind flayer?
And that there is a mind flayer in here, yeah.
That's all you are, it's mind flayer.
Yeah. So this one was a lot of fun. I'm planning to do some stuff with this for a bunch of other scenes. I've written out, like I've jotted down some notes of ones that I'm going to work on. This is mostly for me just to get some extra practice in and just like do something quick so that I can get away from trying to be a perfectionist about my other stuff, but also just like to capture some fun scenes that we go through in our game.
I love that you're drawing scenes.
How long did your non-perfectionist self take to do on this?
On this, I think the longest thing was the background. And that was mostly because I was learning a new technique and I was watching videos on how to do it. But I had a lot of fun with that. No, I wouldn't say a couple days. I worked on it over a couple of days, but that was because I was only working on these things for small amounts of time. But like the initial sketch of the characters, that was already done. Like that was done in like 20 minutes. And then the next one I'm showing is the secondary character art from my character. This one is, I think I might have shown it off a little bit before, but I'm now calling it done. So because of that, I'm working on updating and getting more character art out for every one of our characters. And the second piece that I'm trying to do for everyone is a more dynamic piece instead of everybody just standing in a very static pose to try and like figure out what our characters look like and what our characters feel like. This one is more of conveying a characters in motion kind of thing. It's like battle scenes kind of stuff.
Ooh, I've never seen this.
Wow.
What the fuck?
So this is Val.
Dude, there's dragon mask.
Yeah, there's the black dragon mask hanging off. I literally took that same background and just reused it because I liked it so much. But yeah, there's Val and then his echo, which is I just copied him, flipped him, reduced the opacity and made it grayer. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with the pose on this one.
God, man.
And showing off some fun stuff.
Zelda inspiration in there at the ears.
Yeah. I mean, like the ears, I feel like the ears for elves that I draw change.
Those give me very much like, you remember the old Ocarina of Time?
Yeah. I like those more than like the WoW styled ears, which are like 4 feet long.
Yeah.
And would never fit in any kind of hood or hat or anything. Either,
but yeah.
Very cool.
So yeah, had a lot of fun. Redesigned a couple of little bits of his outfit, but nothing too much. This one was missing a couple of like extra details, like the dragon armor doesn't have like all the scaling and stuff on it, but I thought that was fine because I had more fun doing the pose on this one than anything else. And like I did like more minimalistic in terms of like the shading and stuff, and like, but I thought it came across pretty well and had a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, so like I'm working on this kind of piece for everyone's character. So there's this and the portrait are going to be I'm working on for everybody, and then the sketches that's just whatever comes to my fancy of what I'm enjoying and what I want to work on. I think there's definitely one that I have in mind for Defarius from back in Uga Chaka, where it was the Sky Castle, where it's just like him over like a giant pile of kobolds because he like ran off, or we like found him later and it was just like him covered in blood and stuff. Oh, so there's gonna be that one at some point. And finally,
the moment you've all been waiting.
Drum roll, please. I have the first character art for our dear DM, Mr. Viva. Are you ready, Viva? All right, actually, hold on. I gotta pull you up so I can actually see your reaction to this one.
Oh my.
I've had that in the background this entire time.
What the fuck? What?
Oh, is that Black?
Dude! What?
Damn, that's badass.
Fucking hell!
Wow.
So again, I learned that technique for the background and stuff. I've been working on like getting the metallics to kind of pop and whatnot. Had you up in the throne looking badass.
Can you zoom in a bit, dude?
Yeah, I'll go in from the top.
That's so fucking cool.
That is pretty badass, man.
So if you can make out the details, there's a D20 in the orb, and the orb it matches the same orbs here on the chest plate, which are the chromatic, which match for the story that we're kind of going through right now with the Rise of Tiamat.
Fuck yeah, this is so dope.
So, and then I took the liberty of not drawing the feet because they would be weird and all that, and I just.
So I appreciate you.
Down there and everything else up here.
It's okay. We've never seen his feet. He doesn't have feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. Had a lot of fun making the frame on this one, and coming up with the background, the character, the getting like the pose right. So yeah, this one was definitely a lot of fun to work on.
Dude, this is my only thing that I had asked them to do is just really emphasize my package. That was the only thing I had asked them to do, and then everything else is just gravy. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, he really did you like Ken. So you should be really happy. It's an upgrade.
No, that's a decent bulge. This is so fucking cool.
I did have you in the toga initially, like, or that tunic to cover
it
up, and you're like, nah, I don't like that.
Show it off.
Okay.
I got very few attributes. That is so fucking cool. I'm just gonna stare at it.
Awesome job, man, David. That's cool.
Can't wait for him to do like a female NPC version of you, but you still have the goatee.
And the package. Can I see the D20 inside of it? Can you zoom in on that?
It's mostly just the outline of one.
It's really,
I see it. I see it.
I see it.
I was working on like ways to make the layering kind of look cool, but everything that I did to the D20 really fucked up how the orb looked, and I was like, this orb looks so wicked right now in my mind, with like the halo effect, the spherical feel to it and everything, and like the cool cloudy like energy in there. And I was just like, everything that I'm doing to the D20 makes it just like kind of not work as well as I like it. So I I left it as that because I had and you'll see because I even have like a folder for the D20. I had a lot of other things that I was starting on to try and make this work, and like had a whole bunch of like
What
extra.
That's fucking wild.
Crazy shit going on in here. Like there was a lot of shit that I was trying, and it just was like, it was a little much. So I left it with this because I thought this was the cleanest look for now. Because I was messing around with it and trying to get to a place that I really
as you add
like.
those layer effects, it kind of looks like you're like a Dragon Ball Z character powering up an attack.
Oh, he is.
It looks like Frieza about to.
So cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going into that, but it was a lot of fun.
Pretty banana.
Pretty banana. Indeed. So, yeah, let's just spend the next hour just looking at this thing.
So chronically, well, in terms of how do you say like
Thematic?
in terms of the story, is the D situated in the same space and time like our characters?
Is the DM in the same space and time?
No, it's like the DM doesn't exist.
The DM is the watcher, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except
I would say,
stuff.
yeah,
like
the DM just really doesn't exist.
I mean, it would be cool, like if so. It would be cool in the future if we can have a storyline with D interactive, like as a player character. And
that's totally possible. Like I've
with gods.
Yeah, like there are games where like the DM decides to put themselves into their game at some point, and that's the DM's discretion.
No, but like
I think, I think you might have
DM's character as actually, like you said, like with a power like a watcher and stuff.
The DM isn't a character. The DM is all the characters. The DM is everyone that's not a character.
DM is kind of the narration.
Yeah. He's the setting. He's telling you the story. He's all.
But I get what you're saying, Terry, and also it's cool because if I am an actual entity, who knows? Maybe when someone finally dies, they see this.
Oh no.
That's cool.
I got a little glance. Probably.
Oh yeah, all the times that Astrid's gone down, she might have seen him in passing.
Maybe if someday somebody died.
Harry, don't say it. Maybe if someday it might be you.
Wow.
Currently, it's either you or Astrid. Although I'm in the Nether, so.
Could very well be you.
Could very well be me. That's why I was able to draw him. I've seen him.
David actually is in the picture. He's just a little white speck in the background floating.
Yeah, he's just like floating around back behind.
He actually put it in there. There he is.
That pixel right there.
This pixel right here. Right there.
That would be fucking hilarious if you just had your like little peeking out.
A
little Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo?
Well, I mean, technically there I am.
There you are.
You just see him like, doing a little brush stroke in the background, trying to move forward.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Chibi Val.
All right. That is incredible. So
I'll save these. I'll save. So you guys can let me know if you want the sketches. Currently, my plan is to not put them up on the SharePoint. I'm just gonna keep those for myself and I'll show them and share them, but like I'm not.
Yeah, you did say SharePoint.
Work. The OneDrive. No, Google Drive.
Nope, Jesus. Not OneDrive either.
A Google Drive. I'll put them up. I will not put these. Regardless, they're not going to any of those places.
They will not be shared.
I will not share them. I will not share the files with you, but I will share them on the stream when I have them ready.
I mean, what we could do, I still need to do the revamp of everything, but I was thinking about doing something similar to what Critical Role does on their breaks and just have like the art.
Yeah, do a slideshow.
Yeah.
Oh,
just have that.
If you guys want to do that, we can talk.
I would love to. That way we can see it every week.
Okay.
Cool. Fucking awesome. Thank you so much for putting so much time and effort into that. That is
awesome.
Amazing.
And again, I have everyone else's is in the works already. They're just not at the point where I can share them.
I mean, we did ours, so I got mine. I'm cool.
I mean, to be fair,
people.
I've said I was going to work on yours for quite some time, so I'm just glad I finally got it.
Like a year
and
and
it's
a half
amazing.
Late, so
it's worth the wait.
Actually, yeah, because I had a prelim sketch on pen and paper, or pencil and paper before for him. Ow!
Sorry, I have no spatial
All right.
awareness to know this.
Okay, so now that we got through arts,
Time for murder.
we are officially going to start M&A episode
through art. Time for murder.
84. Brother, where art thou? Last we left,
By the way, I love
the
everyone
members of M&A were in a kind of a long debate as to whether or not they should take any of the portals, looking for Val. And the dangers that lie ahead may have been too great for them to commit to, and they boarded Thom Petty and were taking flight away from the grove that they had been directed to, as it had been a place that they had seen once before, had rumors of cultist activities. And then we're just going to kind of pick it up from there. So let me go ahead and get us to the right page. So
Andre
hovering
scares me every time, man.
So right now you guys are inside of Thom Petty, hundreds of feet above this. In your airship, surrounded by the crew you've kind of come to know as a bit of an extended family. You know, they're immediately just kind of they're doing their job, so they're bustling around as you guys kind of take a moment there on the deck of the ship to figure out what it is that you guys are going to be doing next.
We'll talk to the captain real quick, give her an update on what we've done in the last few days. We just boarded. We haven't decided on our direction yet.
Okay. Your captain is always at the helm of the ship, behind the wheel, overseeing her crew.
All right. So we'll go over to her as a group. Captain, thank you for picking us up. Sorry for any delays.
No, so far hasn't been much action. So,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, if you want, I can give you some action.
I don't think you can handle me.
Fair enough.
Shut down.
We were able to speak to the Brotherhood in Luskin, give them some information, ask for their assistance in some things. I don't think anything's going to happen fruition immediately from that, but some of these portals are still active. They sent the crew in. I don't think they're going back into the portal that they went through again, but it's strange to describe. having been led here and to just turn around. Part of it, like, you know, we came here and immediately had a fight again, but everything else seems to be equal parts ruin as much as it could be used by the enemy or any only those specifically. We don't really know why they'd be certain people be used by it, I guess is the way to describe it, but or why these can be used by certain people. I don't know. When you came here, Captain, did you have any sense like of urgency or being drawn to this place?
No, just following your orders. From everything you all had been saying, this is we've been leading to this spot for some time now.
Yeah, this is where we were led to find your brother.
So this was the center point of a lot of things, and yet when we got here, just like everything else, it seems like it was a dead end.
Why would you feel like all of a sudden it's a dead end? Because if among all of us finding a collection of knowledge that after studying all the gates, we know that we know these gates could lead to Val. And this is why we have argued, debate, and even we appeal to the dragons. So we could actually come here and then to rescue Val, correct?
We know that the gates go from one place to another place, and as far as we can tell, Val is was lost in between a gate. And that's been kind of the struggle, is none of these gates seem to, like, he's not on the other side here, so he didn't make it through. And when we were in Luskin, we asked them for a way to manipulate the in-between space of the gates to see if we could set up a beacon for maybe my brother to find who can detect portals. It's a long shot, and just a random beacon in the vast nether realm, or whatever astral plane, doesn't seem like it's a guaranteed thing, but that's what we were.
So he can detect limited. Portals. So
within a range,
he can detect portals, right? And the astral sea, even though it's kind of nothingness, also has portals within it. So it doesn't mean that he didn't. He could have detected a portal and could be somewhere not in the astral sea. We just don't know.
Right.
So he found an island?
Technically,
he could be. Yes.
I'm just saying.
How was it that you all know that he didn't make it through the portal into here and then take another one out?
The portal that he went through, we have pretty good evidence that it was.
Darkblade goes over to the other side of the over the bow of the ship and points down. He's like, "You see that pile of rocks in between all the portals? That's the one he was supposed to come out of."
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it. So we don't know which one he's in.
So
he was chasing somebody through that portal that was a strong magic wielder. We think that the magic wielder made it out and destroyed the portal before Val could get through.
And there was no real evidence around the outside of that portal of my brother coming through the other side.
Did anyone find any other, like, was there anything else down there? Because we were all looking around and I smelled barbecue, but that's all I found.
So there's a few of these portals we either know where they go to within the Sword Coast, and there's a few of them that we know where they go to. They might go to other planes, and that's where my big struggle is. I felt drawn to one that was I believe to be the Feywilds, and I don't understand why, but my heart was telling me that's where my brother is, but everyone else walked to different portals.
Yeah, I smell barbecue, but like if you feel like your brother's over there, why don't we go through that one?
The Feywild's a tricky place. Time.
More tricky than the material plane.
It's
tricky.
Different. So from
It's
my
just
studies, if your time moves differently over there, and if you're not from the Feywilds and not Fey touched, it might have other effects on you. But in general, like,
wait, I'm touched.
Not the same kind of touched, but if you like traveling between our plane to the Feywilds could either a day here could be a year there, or vice versa. A day there could be a year here. Time gets a little wibbly wobbly.
Wait, I could do a year of drinking and it only be a day? Can we go?
No, you have been doing year worth of drinking when you're in the act. Don't pretend that you haven't done that.
Fair. I can bring you guys with me though. So like, can we go?
Let's
Val might be over there.
Focus on
apparently, based
let's
on
focus on this area that.
Where are you getting this feeling? In your loins, in your head, in the jellies? Is it in your jellies? Are you feeling it in your jellies?
What is it? Never mind. I don't even want to ask.
It's in the jellies. I can tell.
So you're saying once we enter into that realm, that
it's
individually, no. So what you're warning us is once all of us entering that realm, individually,
any of us.
Well, actually, not any of us. One thing, like, let's suppose, like, the whole team go in, trying to find Val. But are you saying individually we're gonna experience time and space differently from everybody, from
No.
one another, even if we're in the same realm?
No.
All right. So for my time between, like, when we saved Phandalin and the Blue Dragon attack, I did a little bit of research on all of this, and I was trying to do some stuff on like Feywild, like Fey research, and where the elves came from and stuff like that. I'm not an expert by any means, but I was reading stuff about it. Essentially, when the two planes are out of sync, so time in one location, when we're there, we're on the same time. When we come back, time can just shift. There's no guarantee. Okay? And then it can go one way or the other. We don't know. It could be like we never left, or it could be like we've been gone for a long time. So that's just one thing. And then I think me and you will be fine because we have Fey ancestry, both being Elvish, or you being half Elvish. But these two, I don't know if they would how this would affect them.
So you don't need to worry about me.
Wait, we don't need to. So I don't. Why don't we need to worry about you?
I understand how the Fae works.
What?
So
she's apparently okay.
Garth might just be just as equally lost when we come back as he is right now. So we might not be losing.
I could just sleep in the hammer. I mean,
yeah, I mean, a hammer could be used as a barrier from all the space and time changes
Look,
for.
I'm
for
fine with doing
for-
it. If that's what if we want to try for, I just want to tell you like that. I don't know why I'm being drawn to it, and I'm just saying. But it's the main difference here is when you're changing planes, when you're going from where we are right now, which is essentially the material. And I'll pull up my spell book again and kind of pull out the wheel of the planes. And you go from here, which is considered the material plane, to any of the other planes. Okay, that jump does not equal just a moving from place to place around the continent like we've been doing. That jump is significantly different. Right? There can be a cost involved. There can be,
Right.
time lost. There can be, whatever. Right? These kind of things are just difficult from my understanding. And Astrid, you're the one that's done this the most.
Not as difficult as you might think.
All right. Well, then if it's not that difficult, then
I think that based off my experience, I've been to the Fae a couple of times. It's not too bad. As long as you keep your head down. Don't make any deals.
there's always those
Wait, the
rules.
last
And if
time
you truly feel
Or-
that your brothers are beyond that portal, I think the time is worth the risk.
I follow her. She scares me.
Because it seems like we are summoned here for a reason, and you're feeling the calling for it. And if we were just not explore on that and just leave, I I I I would feel like we actually spend this trip arriving here and the battle on top of that for nothing.
All right.
Right? So
Then
instead of feeling
let's-
that, I would suggest we go and let's put our face into the Feywild and see what's going on.
Well, if you guys, I'm cool with following this plan. Oh wait, never mind. We've had long rests in
Did we?
Luskin.
Actually,
we slept in
I think
Luskin.
Arsteria
we
is
should
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
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 yeah.
to do.
Okay, cool. That
I
was
think-
going to be my.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
where I was
suggest
going. I was like, guys, we
Arsteria
should
to go
like. I
into
get
the
we just had a
attic.
fight. Maybe we should take a rest and then go through. Like I'm down with this plan, but we
No,
slept in
Luskin.
Luskin, so we're good.
We're good.
We should all be a pull.
Yeah. We're good because we used the hut, right? We rested at the hut.
No, we were in Luskin for a few days. You got.
Oh, okay.
We
you
also
went
rested
through a
here for
very
one night, right?
special.
Mhm.
No, well, we
Yeah.
did that beforehand.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and then
But yes, Terry, you're right.
he
We
had to
used
get
the
rid
hut
of
here.
his curse. Remember in Luskin, and then he could
Oh,
rest.
yeah, that's right.
And
I
then it was a
yeah.
very interesting experience that we couldn't hear about. So, or I couldn't hear about. I don't know
Oh
who heard about it.
yeah.
I'm the only one that maybe doesn't know about it. I don't know.
Okay.
I stopped
if,
listening.
If we come across curse again next time, just remember that I will have a good enough tool to remove it.
Gotta hook up.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't want to hook up. All right, let's hope for no more curses. All right, so
Okay.
Darth is gonna. So we'll.
we can't leave if we go through. Our best bet is to come back through the portal that we came through. We won't know how much time will be, even if things don't change time on us. And then go from here to Luskin. Captain, how long, if you were to go to Water's Deep now, and go from Water's Deep to Luskin, how long is that journey again?
Wait, from Luskin to Waters Deep was like 2 weeks
I thought it was
up the Sword Coast.
I thought it was a little less than that. I thought it was a
Okay.
week. Because it was 2 weeks from here from Water's Deep to where we are right now, which is further east to west or west to east.
Okay, so like a week and a half though, because it's pretty far north. It's almost
Yeah.
at the.
Okay. Well, also Luskin might have ways to get us to Water's Deep faster than us relying on. Let's just count on that.
Why don't we have the captain go back and report to
No.
that Harper lady?
I'm thinking steps beyond that. So we'll send the cap. The captain's not gonna stay here. The captain's gonna go back to Water's Deep, report back what we can to the Harpers and everyone else back in Water's Deep. When we come back, we go to Luskin, and then we take Luskin back to Water's Deep. And we hope that they have a way to get us from Luskin to Water's Deep.
Okay.
Or we get a pickup in Luskin. But regardless, we don't wait here.
When you say when we come back, it's like back from Feywild, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I'm down with that plan. To be honest, I kind of have some suspicions about what else could be live within the Feywild.
Did that work for everyone else?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Dutch Fairies, can you hide in the axe again, just in case?
Yes. Darfarius just like zoops into the hammer.
So, I take it we're gonna start landing, correct? Unless you plan on jumping out like Astrid.
Yep. I'm gonna take Darfarius's hammer, throw it over the side of the
We're hundreds of feet up, please.
yeah. Throw it over the side of the ship and literally just run and just jump.
Valen basically
And about
watches the
halfway
boat
down, I'll
going,
activate the boots of flying.
and then just he calmly turn around and talk to the captain. Let's don't mind the young folks. Can you put the boat down so I can get out safely?
All right, Grandpa, we could do that.
My God, Terry, I love it. Oh, it's so good.
So, as some of your flashier teammates go hurtling off of the side of the boat,
Listen, she's an
much
adrenaline
slower
junkie.
behind him, Thom Petty starts to
Jumping
creep.
out 2 stories windows is big. It's big enough risk for me and my bones.
As you come to a rest there in the clearing, you're able to disembark the ship like normal people would. Now we'll try to. Would you all like us to try to stay here?
We still have the sending stone. If we need you to turn around in a short period of time, we'll be able to reach out to you. Right now, just go ahead and head back. Otherwise, you might, so you're probably better off just heading out. And
All right. When
you'll hear from us when you hear from us. I don't know.
if all hell breaks loose, we will be coming back here to find you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Be safe.
Thom Petty starts to rise again, and you guys watch it like kind of clear the tree lines. As it takes off back towards Water's Deep.
I'll go back to the Fey portal and pick up what I left last time.
Okay.
And put it in my pocket.
I'm leaving the spy device where we had placed it last time.
Gotcha.
Didn't we already place that?
Yeah, I'm saying I'm leaving.
He's
it.
leaving
He's
it
just
there.
gonna leave it there.
Darf pops up out of his hammer and checks to see what kind of crater he left this time.
Giant. It's pretty big. It's like 8 foot by 8
He like
foot.
looks over at Astrid and goes, "Oh my God, did you see? Astrid, look at what we..." And like goes for a high five.
I don't high five.
He looks very sad now.
But you're welcome.
Thanks. Picks up his hammer. And then he's looking towards the portal, tail wagging a little bit because he's just excited to see what's going to happen.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
Ready?
Yeah. Let's go find him. Let's follow the jellies.
You guys head through that portal. It immediately ignites as soon as Astrid heads towards it. And you guys begin to walk down that familiar craggy tunnel covered in that familiar webbing. But unlike before, you feel this like vibration, and you hear kind of rocks start to crumble from from the sides around you, and they start to break, and then they will get caught up into the webbing, and the whole thing, it just sounds like glass kind of slowly cracking as this vibration kind of continues, and you just kind of hear the thump, 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 real distant. You guys continue on your way, and you approach the portal. As Astrid comes closer, it lights up.
Nefarious will just go, wait a second, and then like run back into this side of everything.
Whoa! What?
and
As you guys first enter into
oh shit.
enter this realm, and as you guys walk through, you're immediately greeted by this forest, this otherworldly forest full of blooming plants and mushrooms. The scent of the air just seems kind of sweet. And then Darfarius turns.
He like looks around and goes, oh wait, and then like runs through and tries to go back to the material plane to see if time has passed. Does he make it back to the other side?
Yeah. So
Wait, why would you...
He's curious. He looks around, looks at his watch that he doesn't have, looks at the sun, and then turns around and comes back.
If there was time shifting, you could have been gone for days and months.
And he just like pokes his head out of the side.
He as you walk back out through the portal, you find your party standing exactly where they had left. But only you have the knowledge of what you saw on the other side. You all kind of just take a look at the forest, and at this point, we're gonna try to figure out where you're gonna go. So,
Yes. Can I make a perception check of some semblance to figure out if...
You're gonna want to do that with advantage, please.
Okay.
I would also want to... Oh, never mind. I'll let her do it, I guess.
Is it perception?
Yeah.
Don't screw me, please.
Not terrible.
I've had literal worse.
There's like a grin that kind of starts to creep up on your face. As just this, like the aroma of this place comes back to you. And you know from your time here, one of the things that you look for is just you try to be quiet, and you try to take some deep breaths and then listen for a very distinct sense of joy and merriment. And you're grinning to yourself because you know that there are parts to this realm that you very much enjoyed, and that at every turn there could be a surprise, right? and you do hear it just briefly, like briefly on the wind. You hear music, like some kind of wind instrument being played off in the distance.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Let me see perception, and to see what kind of to see if I can determine what musical instrument was being played.
Okay.
Since I'm a bar, can I do it with advantage?
Yes.
Okay. All right, 19.
It's good.
Oh, it's so you can discern easily once Astrid kind of points out this sound that there is a pan flute being played, and underneath it there just like a faintly is a stringed instrument.
Nice.
But you can only tell that there's an accompanying string instrument with it, but you can't tell what kind it is.
Okay. So it's completely foreign to me.
I wouldn't say it's completely foreign. You just can't tell
Okay.
exactly what it is. As like you could tell,
String instruments, but beyond that,
like you were able to
unknown.
pinpoint that as a pan flute, but
Okay.
your perception was like, hey, there's also another instrument with it. It's the string. I don't
Okay.
know what it is.
Got
Considering it was originally my gut that led me here and stuff like that, do I have any sense of direction of where I would want to go or anything like that? Anything leading me? Just super
No,
surface level.
you're being your first time in the Fae. You are completely kind of overwhelmed with this is sensory overload. You're a bit lost as to where to go, what you're looking at. It's
Someone from the Fae with me though. I can summon Anshu, who is a
okay.
Fae creature that would have been originated from here. So I'll summon Anshu now, knowing that I'm out of my element. And
Okay.
I'll summon Anshu to here to see if he can get acclimated and see what he does.
Okay, so
sorry, go ahead. My bad.
no, go ahead.
Oh, so Valen turned to Astrid and asked her. So Astrid, you mentioned something about like you had experience with Feywild. Does this look anything similar to where you've traveled before?
The Fae can appear in a bunch of different ways, but this is relatively familiar.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been to this exact place, but
Okay.
it does feel like the Fae.
This looks like Fae. The books and descriptions I have.
Okay.
Well,
Definitely sounds like the Fae.
Yeah,
I say we follow the party.
Anshu looks very at home.
Yeah, I say let's see what the music is all about. Even on the last time we tried to do that, it didn't end very well. But
Astrid,
didn't you get some like really great fermented apples the last time?
Well, the rules are a little
can't
different.
remember
The
where that
rules are
horse is
different
anymore.
Again, the rules are different here in the Fae. Okay,
Mhm.
so sometimes when you hear alluring music, you don't go towards it. Or do you? Astrid
Depends on the music.
was always all right. So you
Like
always
I said, nothing here makes sense. So just go ahead and get ready.
Sure. Okay, so this is the Fae Crossing. We kind of came through. Other than the music, I guess everyone else has already done perception checks for stuff.
Ooh, can Darth do a perception check for food? And like start sniffing around.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get to do my perception checks.
Please do your perception check.
23.
How dare you?
So Darth starts kind of like, well, Anshu's already on the ground, just like sniffing around at the direction of Liam, and for some reason, Darth decides to do the same thing as he's questing for
Yes.
food, and immediately he starts noticing like everything seems to be food here, but it's all disgusting because all these are plants. There's mushrooms. There's healthy vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Leafy
And-
greens.
Which
Just loses all interest. Is kind of like
there's no barbecue.
it burns his nose and stands up.
Like Willy Wonka. Everything's
Um,
edible.
Am I still able to roll perception too to see if there's anything, or might like everyone kind of roll perception for the group now?
I think you guys are pretty good. I don't know.
Okay.
You can. What is it you want to perceive? I mean, yeah, I guess
the
roll.
only thing. I guess the only thing we were perceiving is like the music. I was just trying to see if there's,
I mean, I rolled pretty low. You could probably see if you
yeah, but
detect
Valen
anything
also
else.
rolled, so I was trying to see if there's any like paths or anything like that. What is a road? Stuff like that. Can I do that?
Yep. There's a pretty discernible path that you guys are on currently because that leads to this portal. Seems as though it's been used for quite a while, so this path is just kind of cut into the and it seems to be leading in the same direction that Astrid was saying the music was coming from.
All right. I guess we'll just stick to the path right now and see what happens. Just keep your eyes and ears alert to anything. Let's see if we can find a town or a city or something along the way and see who's around.
Oh, that's cool.
This is
As you guys continue on the path, the colors in the vegetation here become more and more abstract to you all as you climb different like down into this. You guys continue on this path for quite a ways, and every time like the wind blows, you kind of hear that same melody. As you guys continue on the path, you begin to see a figure off in the distance.
For the side note, this stage looked more and more like a mission from the Star Fox Adventure. Thank you.
I take it back. We are nerds. Thanks for that, Terry.
I don't know if you guys ever played that, but I love that game.
Yes.
Alex, are you changing the color of the forest on there, or is it just like RGB all on its own?
No, I was doing it. I was messing with the hue.
I thought you were like, I thought it was RGB, so it was like a looping video of it just like.
No, if I could
woods.
do that, that would have been sweet. I was just trying to pick a hue that would look good.
And just those gamer.
I just grabbed
woods,
I grabbed the
woods.
really nice forest, and I just made it not green.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it. I enjoyed that.
Sorry.
I mean, I could sit
Sorry
here
for
all day.
that.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go back and forth between the hues and just, but
Mhm.
it would be me manually doing it.
Production value right there.
Yeah.
Right? So ahead of you on the path, you start to hear you start to hear commotion. And there seems to be. It's hard to say, but there's movement ahead of you.
Don't worry, people. I got him.
I guess can I roll another perception to see if said figure / scene looks of something of distress?
Roll away.
Does that make sense? Or
Mhm.
I just put together a lot of weird words. Nope, looks good to me. Let's go, guys. Sorry, that was not what. No, that's my comment on my stupid roll. Hate it.
We made
What are you guys
it
doing?
far.
Continue on your path.
Yeah,
Yeah,
continue
we
on
made
that.
it this far. Just might as well just go.
Do you want us to
All
move
right.
our characters?
So yeah, just make sure you move them only 3 squares at a time, please.
Oh. Okay.
I can't move on to you, so that's on you.
1, 2, 3.
Um,
I got you go first. That feels
the,
right.
the further you guys go, you start to hear more and more of this commotion. And you notice that at this point that there is three beings up ahead on the path. 2 of them you just now coming in to notice that their particular look about them is what made them so difficult for Astrid to perceive, as they have this green, the grass-like look, this very natural plant look to them that makes them kind of blend into this world around them. And you hear it's like arguing.
I'll go ahead and stealth and try to
Yeah,
sneak
do
a
we
little
want
bit
to
closer.
go in this?
I don't need to go in. I wouldn't say go invis yet. I
No,
just want.
so Valen asked Astrid, and Astrid, do you want to go invisible?
No,
Okay,
I don't think.
Just let me just listen in real quick.
that's okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and scope it out.
Yeah, Darkin can go scope. I think I'll accompany Astrid. Like,
We'll hang back
yeah, we'll hang
until
back.
you figure it out.
All right. I will
I guess
just
yell if you need us.
All right, Rogue, go do your rogue thing.
Don't worry. I will. You'll know if I need you. Just kind of keep on creeping until I can get within earshot and see what they're arguing about.
The closer you get, you hear them, these 2 green figures arguing, and they're talking in a language that's foreign to
understand.
the Sword Coast.
Okay.
But because you understand Sylvan,
Yeah.
you're able to hear them, as there is just like, you see that they're being very aggressive. There is a kind of like a wad of a person on the ground covering themselves with this kind of a dark brown cloak, while these 2 are berating them and yelling down at this figure. You get this very like sing-songy tone out of them as they kind of laugh and they poke and prod at this thing on the ground.
What are they saying exactly?
It's very, so you hear them calling her like an old hag, you know, go back to your hut. Um, Things like they don't want her there.
Can I see the figure on the ground in the cloak?
It's just kind of this heap of a person right there at this particular moment.
I'll cast message back to the group and I'll target Balin and say, there's, how would I describe the two green creatures?
How would you describe them? You would describe them
Their tokens
to
are a bit
look.
small for me.
Can I show that or no?
Yeah, you should adjust the picture of the token. All right, cool. So I would say green, bushy. Saying plenty lucky people. Thanks.
Green bushy looking, huh?
Yeah, green and bushy. Well, I didn't want to read anything. I didn't want to like make any assumptions. I just wanted to. I just want to see what the description actually is, or would I get a mental image? Okay. I'll cast message to Valen. Hey guys, there's two green plant creatures. People. They're singing, beating a figure on the ground here. They call her a hag. I'm not sure if it's actually a hag or not, but they seem territorial. Seems like one of them needs help, and the other two are of it. Should we intervene? Ask Astrid if this is something we should intervene with or not. How's the Balin?
I'm actually intrigued by the creature themselves. I don't think we need to intervene, but we can definitely interact with them.
Again, I mean they might have attacked a stranger. So would they attack four more strangers entering their domain, or should we just avoid them? Is the question.
Then in that case, wouldn't that make five of us and two of them? Well, actually, six of us, including the creature or person that they're beating on right now.
Sure, but that one seems already out of commission, and
Okay.
Anshu doesn't count as a person. Ask what Astrid. I'll cast the Astrid. Astrid, what? There's two green plant people hitting a person here. Is this common? Should we interact or engage or just avoid?
Does that description jog my memory? I like based off the picture, I have a pretty good idea of what it is, but I don't want to.
Yeah, you would know.
It's a dryad, right? Okay. They're not typically violent. Question?
They're standing over and a person on the ground. If we
Remember, alignment doesn't always mean anything anymore. Thanks, Wizards of the Coast. It's a facility.
Well, I'm just trying to think like in the context of
alignment
my
does help,
understanding,
It does, but
they are more mischievous than malicious.
though. Okay, so if they're mischievous, should we be helping the creature on the ground, or should we just avoid them to avoid the trouble? What's the normal what's your normal interactions here in the Feywild? If you've been here more.
I mean, it's worth a shot just interacting with them. Word travels fast, and they might have some information if we're able to not cause any violence.
Do you speak Sylvan?
A little.
Do you speak Sylvan?
A little.
Is it in your? So
There's
it's
an
in your-
asterisk. There's an asterisk.
There's
next
an
to it.
asterisk.
Oh,
like
that's a thing.
yes.
Yes.
For
For her,
yes. You know how like when you go to a foreign speaking country and like you took lessons and you're like you can like read a little, you could maybe carry on a conversation a little bit, but like people like locals start
have
talking fast so you have no idea what's going on.
I have no fantasy of any in which I think I can speak a foreign language or pretend that I can pass for getting by and speaking a foreign language.
Well, it's kind of like that. How about that?
Okay.
So like she can catch and understand some stuff. She's not fluent.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the group. I'm tired of messaging. All right, let's just say I got back to the group and start having a conversation. All right, how about this? You play the dumb tourist, but sort of knows what they're talking about, right? And
Who, Astrid?
Astrid, but
Okay.
like you can kind of talk to them, but they'll think you're a dumb tourist kind of thing, right? I can understand everything that they're saying. So if things get out of hand, like I'll just, I won't say anything, but I'll let everyone know if this goes sideways fast. Understand? So like if we just so long as we make them think that you're the only one that can sort of speak their language, that gives us an advantage in making sure that they can speak freely in front of us.
All that speak England.
I think
Okay. We'll see.
it
what
might be
happens.
common knowledge. I'm not sure. That's more of like a game, like games rules is written kind of conversation. That
Okay.
just for now, I think we just go with the plan and not
What are
expressly
you
dig
about
too
talking
deep
about
into
common
that.
knowledge?
If
Do you not hear me?
if
No.
if it's common knowledge that
Sorry.
all elves know Sylvan because that's just
No.
what the stat block has or
All
not.
elves do not know it, Sylvan. All elves from the Feywild probably know Sylvan.
Okay.
But
I thought
elves.
Sylvan was one of the base known languages.
It is not. I only know Sylvan because I took Fey Ancestry as a feat.
Oh, okay. Good
There
to
you
know.
go.
Elves know Common and Elvish in another language.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget. There's actually Elvish. Never
Yeah,
mind.
it's Elvish
My bad.
that we were.
Elvish exists. I thought everybody just spoke Sylvan.
No,
So
there's
silly.
Elvish and Sylvan. Sylvan is the Fey language. Elvish is derivative of Sylvan.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
I guess
I'll just cover my ears.
I'll start wandering that way.
All right, we'll just
As
keep
you
as a
approach
group, and
the-
I'll
the
dismiss,
two-
I'm gonna dismiss Anshu so he doesn't show.
My weapon is stowed and stuff. I'm not like
Mhm.
trying to look aggressive.
they're even though you all are walking down the path, they seem to show you no attention as they continue to like poke and prod at this person on the ground with these like kind of like eerily childish giggles.
Freaking Faye. So I'll just keep, because this is the only path, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just keep, I mean, I'm not going to like aggressively approach them or anything, but I'm going to keep walking down the path. And I'll just use like the general like Sylvan greeting as I get close enough to them that like it's weird that I'm not saying anything.
They, as you approach and give what you would kind of just like a formal greeting, the two look at you and you get this echoing as they talk not in unison, but they switch off voices.
It's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
That is not how you greet those of us in the High Court. What are you doing here? And why aren't you showing us the respect that we deserve?
I'll give a quick, not a quick, but a full bow with my hand on my chest, apologizing in Sylvan, and then I'll switch to Common and say, you must excuse my rudeness. It's been a long time since I've walked these parts. And then I'll kind of like
They might
look
not
at
speak common.
As you speak to them in
They're-
common, they just and then you roll their eyes. Common tongue here in the Fae, can you believe it? And they go back and they start poking this figure on the ground.
they're in the High Court. We don't fuck with them. Ugh. Okay.
You hear as it just this kind of mumbled voice comes out from underneath the cloak on the ground.
Okay, fine. If you'll excuse my boldness, what has dear grandmother here done to deserve such abuse?
They kind of roll their eyes and look back at you. Besides being just an old, nasty hag, her mere presence here just, I don't know, it defiles the beauty of the Fae. And they kick her. We grow bored. What is it that you want?
We're searching for rumor of another outsider.
There has been
Come to take him
several.
back.
Please, take them all with you.
It seems like you've been bothered by the outsiders quite often, huh?
We're bothered by all of you disgusting creatures. And then one of them puts their foot on the hag's back and knocks her over again.
Well, why don't you, or would you be able to show us the direction in which the most recent outsider that you've seen went?
No.
We will get rid of grandmother here as well, if you'd like.
You'll take out the trash?
We
Fine.
will take her with us.
Make sure she doesn't come back. And we will be reporting your presence to the princess. As the two of them kind of like start to walk off and head down a different path.
I'll go up to, that's probably an actual hag, and help her to her feet.
Thank you, child. It is nice to see some kindness.
I understand how it is to be an outsider walking in these woods.
I used to not be an outsider. But these spoiled brats, they've lost their ways. And now they just find trouble to ease their boredom.
They mentioned a princess. I don't think I'm familiar.
It's the ruler of this carved out section of the Fae. Princess Dandelion. She made some mistakes a while back and has been residing over the hedge maze for several hundred years. You can see why she's bored. It is likely that you'll need to go pay some respects to her if you plan to journey through here any longer.
I think that is
Just-
wise considering that we've already had our presence announced.
Right. Just be sure to give her all the platitudes. She's a fickle child.
What? Like you'll see Darth like lean over to Liam and be like, What's a platitude? Is it like a platypus?"
Yeah.
Darth starts looking around for platypus looking creatures, and he's gonna I'm gonna make a perception check and just like keep this this is him just like looking as he's walking for
Platypus?
for
Platypi?
platypi.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Don't worry, he weighs his 20 on a joke.
I'm literally just over here making jokes, man.
You had to roll it, man.
Oh, just you wait. I'm gonna find that platypus and give it to the princess, and it's gonna save our lives. Platitude, a fey platypus. Platitude. Oh my god.
That's pretty good. You would burn your nat 20 on that.
Listen, I don't have the ability to know when or where or if I'm ever gonna have these, so take what you get, I guess.
Oh gosh.
So far, so good.
I haven't only kind of pissed off some people, but like they were kind of bitches, so
Sorry. Okay, I'm back.
no worries.
All
I
right.
rolled a nat 20, by the way.
A nat 20 on.
Perception to find platypus.
And
Not done yet.
All right, so you see, like as you look around, you see these little creatures scurrying from like bush to mushroom to bush. Assuming they're platypus, you just dive in after them.
Is there a
And
fey
soon you
equivalent
could-
of poison ivy?
Soon you
Probably.
come up with this like this creature that's kicking, and it has 4 feet and a long tail. And the hag just looks at you. Child, that is not what you're looking for. Put it down before it paralyzes you.
Okay, and he like tosses it into a bush like skittishly.
Do you need help getting back to your home?
It was a mistake to take the path. No, I think I could be on my way.
Well, please
This
take
will
care.
be the last you see of me. Is there anything I can help you with?
Well, you might have overheard. We're looking for some outsiders that may have passed through.
Yes, they've been enjoying their time here.
how many of them
If you
are there?
continue the path to the left, well, I can tell you're outsiders when you talk of distance and time. Follow that music. Stay on the path.
How many outsiders are there?
Oh. Just a handful. Nothing to worry about. They're more ruckus and joyous than anything.
They don't sound like anyone we know.
They sound like fun.
Do you have any descriptions of what they look like or anything?
This is too many questions.
Sorry.
You understand. Thank you for stepping in. Good luck on your journey.
Of course.
Keep what I've said in mind. And she kind of turns her back, this hunched back, and she shuffles off of the path and into the overgrown plants and things as she just kind of disappears into the darkness.
Well, I'd say we follow the music. And depending on where that takes us, we might have to go find this princess. Because the High Court is definitely somebody you don't want to make angry here.
Sure. I mean, I mean, in general, we probably don't want to stay longer than we need to, but let's find the people we need that can get us information that we can. High Court sounds like a place where there's information too, but let's follow this first lead.
Okay. So I need some perception checks from.
I'll take the lead and do perception.
Do you want everybody to roll one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say Darf's done his and it was looking around and was just like trying to keep an eye out for any more of those paralyzing platypuses.
Damn, man. Bad roll.
Says I rolled six.
Yeah,
Oh
The-
no, that's somebody else's.
that's somebody else's color.
Yeah. Oh man.
God, man.
Perception.
Not having a good roll tonight.
I mean, unless you want Darf to roll again, since everybody else didn't roll very well.
Please don't.
15's decent.
Yeah, but it's a +9. That means everybody rolled under a 10.
Yeah, I rolled a 6.
I got a 6, so I feel that.
All right, here's Darf's roll.
I hate you. How dare you?
Keeping an eye out, ear out for the music and whatnot. He heard there was a jaunty crew and
I think Viva's
people having merriment.
Disconnected.
He's-
He's frozen.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, he is.
There's no way he's holding that smile like that forever.
Hello?
Viva!
We lost him to the Feywild. No.
Those damn dryads got him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, his picture's loading on mine now.
Still not loading on mine. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. Oh, there he goes. Well, we made it to the Fae,
Woo.
and we lost our dis-
It's just your chin. You
Oh,
can use
no.
the DM now.
Oh no! I hate it.
It's just your chin. Oh gosh. Why
I
did
think-
everybody?
Hey y'all.
Hey, what happened? You good?
Hey crap, they unplugged my internet, so it'll be like 10-15 minutes. So if we could just send it to break, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, we can. We'll let Alex know when he gets back because he was like,
Okay.
"Oh yeah, it looks like he disconnected, so I'll walk off."
Yeah, all right. Thanks.
All right, just keep us posted.
Yep.
So, what What's going on?
All right. Thanks, stream. We'll be sending it to a quick break here in a little while once our person who has the control of the stream actually comes back to put it to a break. We'll probably we can see if we can put something up for during the break. I might just put up the art again and just scroll through those for during the break.
So what's going on? Why is Viva gone?
So they unplugged his internet, so it's gonna take him like 10 to 15 minutes to get it back on. So he'll be back in a little bit. We're not sure why they unplugged it, but somebody unplugged it. Man, this is a very different feel from the rest of our shenanigans. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, Emily, just like super expert on the Feywild. I know exactly what I'm doing all the time. Woo.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try and catch up on my notes.
I'm still not over it here. It's just me.
Yeah, it's like half of my part of my forehead and part of my chin just showing up in two different
It's the
parts.
ponytail cam.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's stupid. I love it. Sorry, I have to like lean in when I'm doing my typing.
It'd be nice.
I'm gonna type from back here and not be weird, but be weird about it.
You should be super weird about
Oh my
it.
god, I'm being so weird. Can I do like the whole like the half and half like?
Here, what if
Oh no, it's cutting it off. Like there's a gap.
There's a gap.
Oh, weird.
Well, if you duck down far enough and I put my face high enough up, we could both be on there.
I mean, you could always just like come and just like stand next to me and like be on the screen for once.
I'm gonna.
You're doing great,
Thank
sweetie.
you. How does it look? It looks great.
Nice.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Em? By the way, I'm still waiting for your debut on Destiny 2.
Listen,
Terry, guess what? All I'm waiting for is RAM. I have everything else.
I just gotta get that hand-me-down computer.
Yeah. All I've got left is RAM.
Is there still a shortage?
It's new. So there's kind of shortage just because everything is so new. They upgraded to the new RAM type. So instead of DDR4, we have DDR5 now. And it's brand new, so we're waiting on getting that.
Actually, DDR6 is in the process of being designed right now.
Yeah.
The connector is also being evaluated across the board.
We lose Viva officially?
So he came in. He apparently they disconnected his internet, so it's gonna take like 10 to 15 minutes. So he said just throw us to a break for now.
All right, I'll do the next scene.
Yeah, if you want, I can pull up the art I can share my screen for the art, and we can just show that if you want. Or we can just leave it on that break screen. That's fine.
Leave it on the break screen for right now. What I need to download all the versions of it and then put it into a slideshow.
Oh, okay.
That's what I need to do eventually. Are they eventually going to be on the same like having them the same orientation will be the best in the future? Is that what
I can't promise that. Because some of them I'm already drawing in landscape.
Okay, as long as I don't have to flip the images, that's the only time that it gets tricky with doing it.
When do you have to flip the images?
Some of them come out when I download them, they're flipped, and then they have like different orientations. This is the thing with some of your hand-drawn ones, at least when they were scanned. I'm not really sure why.
Oh, well, I'm not doing that
I
anymore.
don't think that's gonna happen here. We'll look at it.
Okay. No, that's fine. I'll get them out at some point soon.
Then start the break. And
What?
All right. Back from the break. Sorry, that was on me. My internet crashed. So thanks everybody for being patient. So, as you guys have now ventured into the Feywild, you came across some of the inhabitants, and it seems as though you walked into a little bit of the Feywild drama, and you managed to kind of navigate it pretty well in the manner, or like in the sense that you guys don't seem to be disrupting, being too disruptive. You had helped an old hag to her feet, and she gave you just a little bit of advice as to how to locate. Did she not? Or is
Yes.
that where it cut
Yeah.
out? Okay.
No, she said to follow the music, and there's another pack of outsiders.
Yeah, and she
making
kind of
up
just pointed
a
you
lot
to the
of-
path to the left.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I need marching orders. Who's first
I can
and
take
who's
the lead.
last?
Astrid or Liam.
Yeah.
I'll take the lead.
Okay, so I need you to roll just a 1d20. Ooh, look at that. All right. So you're
I
able
don't know what that
to
means.
kind of lead this path through this foreign land to you, but you get this, I don't know, you listening to the music, you kind of drifting through the air, following this path that they had put you on. After several hours, the music is growing louder. And so you're confident that you've led this um group on the right path. I'm gonna need you to roll another d20.
Are you guys
You
playing
begin to
rollers or rollsies? Rollies?
you begin to pick up pace as now the music is accompanied by this kind of raucous laughter. And after another several hours, you find yourself in a bit of a clearing.
Oh.
Ooh.
You just hear now this string instrument strumming that goes along with this piping, for lack of a better term. And you hear this laughter.
Piper's piping, stringer stringing.
Astrid, I need you to roll a perception with advantage.
Captain.
Hey.
Dang.
Hey.
It is
What?
as you approach this waters
Damn, son.
that
Ridiculous.
you immediately recognize this laughter. And it's just like stepping into the warm sun as it kind of bounces through this clearing and it falls over you. It is the laughter of a familiar half orc. You know, somewhere across that stream is a friend of yours.
Are you serious right now? No way. Okay. Oh. I'll if I hear him, I'm going. I'll pick up pace.
Are you leaving us without giving us any context again?
Yep, she just runs through the stream.
No. I will say, I think we need to go this way. Sorry.
Because you did that last time.
I know, and I let us into a
everything.
fight.
Quiet.
She just like joyously just kind of like has a skip in her step and then just runs across the stream and the water splashing behind her as the laughter and this bravado like conversation continues to kind of echo.
I'll absentmindedly call, kind of like almost like as an afterthought, just because like that completely took me off guard. Like as an afterthought, I'll call behind and just say, "This way."
As you kind of get to the top of this mound, you see nestled between all of these trees and vegetation, just this joyous group of beings all sitting around, casks in hand, playing music. And in front of you looks up just these kind eyes of a dwarf female. Uma says to you, "Hey, sweetie, we've been waiting for you."
I don't understand. How did you get here?
Willow laughs. "We got here the same way we got to you. There was a traveler in need. Lost. Like you had been." And at the far side of this kind of rounded tree stump that they all kind of are using as a table stands up this gruff figure, cloaked, his hands aged, full of like callous cracks. You see a bit of underneath the cowl. You see a bit of this face's figure. It has just kind of been worn and blistered. He's lived a rough life, and you can see that he's probably spent decades, wandering out in the open. I'm assuming the rest of you guys have all kind of caught up.
Yeah, but Valen's kind of confused. He had the sense of like, Astrid actually are familiar with with these characters.
Yeah, she is. These are the same people that we met in Waterseat at the Temple of Tyr.
We met?
I don't have the recollection as a player.
After the fight, we all went to the Temple of Tyr and like drank.
So when you went and watched
her pit fight,
after the pit fight in Waterseat.
Oh, okay, got it.
Did all of us meet him?
Yeah, you guys hung out with him at the pit fight.
Yeah, we were.
Well, some of you guys were with Zargos, but you guys all met them afterwards.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
Sitting around right now or standing around? What are we doing?
well, you apparently
Well, you guys. Okay.
you see Val stand up on the other side of the table
Wait, Val's
and
here?
go,
That same gruff figure that had stood up, seeming to be weathered by decades of storm, pulls his mask off or pulls his cloak down.
yeah. don't know how long it's been for you guys, but it's been a long journey to get here for me.
Is it really you?
You're a dick.
That doesn't prove anything. I'm going
Yeah,
to.
pretty
I'm
much
going
Everybody
to,
says that.
that's my natural
That
meeting
doesn't really
somebody,
help.
both new and old. I'm going to investigate him.
You could do it with advantage because you would know your brother. %.
No,
This is
Rakshasa
your little
hands.
this is your little brother who's now seems
I slap him with both of my hands. First with the
not
left
an illusion.
and with the right.
he seems so much older. He seems so much older than you now, and he seems burlier, bigger. Physical changes to him. That's hard to explain, but those eyes, like you see your younger brother underneath all of that leathered skin. That
Did you gain weight?
I've gained muscle, you fucker. Did you gain a brain? You're carrying around a lot of books. You still smell like farts.
Definitely Val.
Stay.
What's going on,
all right.
buddy?
Just.
Hey, Valen.
How long has it been for you?
Stay here. I want to check him. I'm gonna start casting identify. I wanted to see if there's anything up with him or anything like that. So I take out my pearl. It's gonna just stand still. Just 10 minutes tops. Just.
While
I'll sit down at the table.
Yeah, like Val's like fine, okay, but like he sits back down and like grabs his drink and starts to tell the story.
I'm stunned right now, so like I have to check him. So I'm trying to cast identify.
Buddy, how
Hold
long
on.
has it been for you?
Valen asks, "How long has it been for you?"
So this isn't really the first time that I've spent some time here in the Fae. Not by a long shot. I've actually made quite a few trips here and spent many years here already. But I will say, that was the first time I got stuck in the astral sea. Done a lot of prep to try to not get stuck there. It's once you start plane hopping, one of the first things you learn is how dangerous the astral sea can be. It's not to not go there, it's just you need to know some of the dangers and how to avoid them or how to deal with them if you do get stuck.
Okay.
And for a very, very long time, it's hard because time doesn't explicitly exist in the astral sea. You kind of float there for so long.
Did you record at least how many sleeps you had?
I lost count after about it's like 36, 70.
670. 270?
No, 3670. 3670.
So 3,000.
Yeah.
670.
Yes.
Good lord.
I lost count.
Good gracious.
Got bored. I asked Brockle to count, but he was a dick.
To who?
Brockle. Valen, you know who Brockle is. Astrid, you may not know who Brockle is. He's one of the two.
Stop saying confusing things while I'm focusing.
You just sit there and focus. You don't.
I'm trying to. It's so much.
All right, I guess I'll save that for another time. You guys can ask me about that again
Stop
at a different
bombshelling
point.
while I'm doing this.
So how did you find Uma and crew?
A little bit
Well-
of her finding me and a little bit of me finding my way. I would say, Uma, how would you
It's
characterize this?
well, as you know that we're accustomed to coming across lost wanderers in our duties. There has been a seismic shift in the astral planes as of late. It prompted us to be a little bit more open to finding those that may be adrift. So,
So they came
Um,
looking, and I was out there,
it
realizing
was a
what
surprise
was going on. I'm trying to get the
to
fuck
see
out of
him
there.
specifically.
I'm still focusing really hard on like, how do you travel the astral sea to find people?
You have to have a certain amount of strength to manifest a pathway in the astral sea which exists outside of time and space. It's much too difficult, but with the guidance of Tyr, we've been able to do this for centuries. This new
mean-
disruption, though, that was quite curious. And when there's smoke, there's fire. This here isn't our fire, but we assume he may have been a spark.
I try really hard not to. It just happens sometimes.
Trouble seems to follow certain people. And she winks at Astrid.
This is why she and I get along.
It's the curious, right?
Right. Here is the next problem. I'm going to say problem because we know the solution. We have been waiting here patiently for you all because we have been displaced. We're unable to go back to the Sword Coast in the same place and time that you all have left it. Unless you all get a blessing from the princess herself.
Dandelion?
About this time, it's been 5 minutes since I started my timer, but it would have been like I was about 5 minutes late on starting it. It would have been 10 minutes of real time actually. So, um, uh, my identify spell would be finishing up, and so I can cast it.
Your identify does what exactly?
It will identify any spells.
Uh-huh.
This is not a roll. So yeah, I can turn it on a person.
If it is a magic, so it also does, it lights up magic items.
If I'm
right?
if I'm targeting a magic item, this is not detect magic. This is, I was targeting a person to see like what is affecting them. So this won't identify
looking
we've done, but it will identify any spells or any magic currently affecting them.
You identify nothing.
So he's not under an illusion spell. He's not. So all that stuff kind of like does all that kind of stuff, and there's nothing. And
you've always been under an illusion spell.
I was under some spells. Again, the whole thing with Brockle and Rainer.
Right.
Again, stories for another time.
Okay, so
right now we need to focus on trying to get out of here.
All right, so he's under no spells that I can detect. With my arm blade, I'm just gonna stick it out a little bit and just poke him with it.
Can I
Roll.
do like a sleight of hand to try and like grab his arm to not get
Yeah,
poked?
yeah, of course.
Or a dexterity save? I don't know. What do you want?
Can
You want me to-
Astrid? Okay, finish.
I'm trying to. It's sort of like a reflex thing. I'm not trying to like majorly hurt him. I'm just trying to get like a.
Okay,
just-
so if this is a reflex, then a plus 9 to fucking 13.
You want to roll against my what? My sleight of hand.
Yeah, you're gonna be sleight of hand.
Okay.
That sucks.
Okay, so roll damage.
I mean, I'm not trying to do damage. Just there's not sneak attack.
Okay,
You can uncheck the sneak attack.
it's all right.
I don't have
We
a
can
check
just
for
ignore it. It's all right. We can just ignore it too.
This is the top.
Alright,
So
7 piercing damage.
you.
Oh no, I've got the perfect thing for this, Eva. Don't worry.
All right.
So you stab your younger brother who looks a little bit
I'm just
older than you.
I was just.
7 points
I
of
really.
damage. Don't worry. Just play with it here. 7 points of damage. All right. So I'm gonna put that on here. All of a sudden, you see Val just go like, "I'm so fucking tired of him doing this shit. It's like we're still children. He did this all the time." And he'll see Val cast Cure Wounds on himself, but like the back of his hand glows a little bit, and his eye flares, like the sigil around his eye flares up a little bit, and all of a sudden Brock will come, like the voice of Brock will comes out and be like, "Oi, fucking stop it! I'm tired of healing this bitch. It's been so goddamn long, and he's still doing this shit. Stop it!" And it, like goes away.
Wait, did we all hear that?
Yeah, like he says that out loud.
All right.
He
so wait,
speaks in
did we all
Brockle's
hear-
voice.
Wait, did we all hear that? Are you?
Yes.
And
You.
he's not under any magic spells.
And I just heal back to
he seems like he's who he says like Val? I'm so I don't understand.
Yeah.
Why
If you didn't catch on to this the multiple times that I mentioned it,
Cast Cure Wounds with that.
yeah, the order did some shit to me when I was tortured, and I literally have 2 other beings in my head.
the 2 other beings part is a little new. You don't think I mentioned that
I-
before. And you didn't mention that before.
You hear Darth Arius in the background. Yes, he did. And then as he like starts locking horns with Doran, the half orc, who are now like play fighting in the background.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's exactly what those two would do.
David never acknowledged it outside of like internally.
Yes, he did. As they start throwing blows.
At this, Astrid has joined in the alcohol intake and is just watching, and has put a gold down in front of Shale, and bet against Doran.
Dale just kind of like runs his hand over your gold, flat
Val
like
also,
flat
like,
palmed,
tosses
and it disappears.
Val also tosses a coin in again for like to back Darth Arius. He's like, "I've been running with you guys for some time. I get it,
Another pass of his hand disappears.
but you let the Dragonborn win." So yeah, we've kind of been stuck here for quite some time, thanks to the princess. I've been waiting for you all.
We ran into some of her court on the way here.
I mean,
Be careful of them.
We'll do whatever you need to get you out of here. Just tell us what you need and we'll do it. Why is it always so weird and difficult to get you
Regardless of what
back?
happened and what took place, I'm just really glad we had you back.
Yeah,
For
I am.
real.
It has been some time of patiently waiting for you all to get here, but I'm glad to see you all again.
And even though from our perspective, we have, uh, comparing with your perspective,
Then what?
not that much of
2
time
weeks?
It's been
has
like
transpired.
it's been 3 weeks of
Been 3
travel or
weeks.
so to get here.
Yeah,
For
not
us, it would
that
have
much
been
of
like two and a
time
half.
Yeah.
has transpired on our side, but suffice to say, we actually encountered quite a lot while you were absent. So we need to fill it up with everything that we've had so far. And as a group, we got to make quick move about our next step because
Well, our next step is to do whatever we have to get them out of here. What's like you said the princess is what's keeping you here? Is it a fee, a fine, or Matt? Like, is it something we have to pay to let you guys through? Um, did she tell you guys what's being asked of the situation?
It's there has been some calamity. If you were to leave through whatever way you came in, you
Oh, wow,
will.
we found the portals.
Oh, we were looking for those.
Sorry,
Uma.
I'm sorry.
It's you're likely not to. You may exit here in the same place, but because of someone's time spent in the astral plane, you will not exit here at the same time.
Okay.
Um,
What do we need to do to fix that? And will he gain
well,
his time back? Will like he
there
will he
is
age?
the blessing. You'll need to receive the blessing. This is how we, and she kind of points to her merry band. This is how we travel to and from here without being negatively affected by the flow of time. We received our blessing through our quest a long time ago. What seems like needs to happen is that you all will need to speak with the princess and receive your blessing as well. It's sounds simple, but it seems as though in her centuries long reign, she has become a little petty and childish. So you it should not be it will not be fun. But this young man, and she points to the old kind of grizzled frame of Val, he's
At heart,
certainly weathered one hell of a storm.
you do not want to go through one of the storms on the astral sea. Let me tell you, it's
I think much weaker men would have lost their minds to that madness.
Who won the
There,
fight? Sorry, go ahead.
oh, behind you though, you hear this ruckus as you see Darfarius start like twirling his hammer, and then he begins the motion to throw it up, and as he throws it up, he sucks into it, and the hammer arcs, and then it falls down, landing right on Dorian's head, and then pins him to the ground, and then begins to kind of like shake as Dorian struggles to get up.
God.
I see Darf's picked up some new tricks. He's much more creative than he used to be. I like this.
Darvarius pulls out of the hammer. Oh, I forgot to mention. I went through the portal to check on the time change, and it's no joke. All hell broke loose, and the forest was on fire, and it was raining ash, and our airship obliterated, laying in flames on the ground. So, yeah, we probably got to do what they say.
I think we need the blessing.
And then he goes over and just like grabs beers and starts.
Pulls whole casket into hammer.
This is why we don't go back through the portals without regretting.
I think this is more of a
This
an
is
issue of what happens when you are not prepared.
I think this has
And
more
give-
to do with a very bored princess than anything else.
Yeah, this doesn't seem. That seems more like time is weird. Let's take that with some caution and try and get out of here with our heads, and we can sort out what we need to on the other end when we get there. But yeah, spend
My
some
only
time.
suggestion is that we drink and be merry. Shale just kind of like raises his mug. Tomorrow, you face the pestilent child.
I mean, Val continues to drink with the band.
The followers of Tyr continue to like be revelous and it, joyful, whereas you all can now have your opportunities to talk to one another.
So, did I end up missing anything interesting? Like, I know it's been a while for me, but you said it was about 2.5 weeks. I can't imagine much has happened in that time.
I mean, mostly we spent the time trying to find where the portals were. They're actually
Oh yeah, where are they?
north of Mithranor.
No shit.
Yeah. Did you end up
How far north?
3 days travel on foot? Not too
It's
far.
weird.
We
I've been all over those woods.
Yeah, I think this is meant to be a little out of the way, but
I found some out of the
actually
way things up there.
Sure. Do you remember a way to an entrance to the Underdark around Mithranor?
Can I roll a history or survival? Survival would be better, but one of those to know if I would know about that or no.
You would do a history check.
History. Cool. Not very good at these. God damn it.
He's back!
Kill it.
It's 120! Quick!
You know what? You know what? I'm gonna throw out all my game
Let's get
plans.
him in the comment. Let's put him on.
No, no,
Let's put him
no.
on super.
I'm gonna get rid of all of my plans right now. I'm gonna throw a fight at you guys because I know he's gonna roll nothing but ones.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. Put us in combat right now. I just want to see it.
Ambush.
I got his roll out of the way.
You don't want
Let's
to
just,
do
let's
that.
just skip to whatever combat it is. No context. I just want to see him roll with the curse. David, did you ever watch the video I sent you about the dice?
I passed off the cursed die.
God, yeah.
I don't know to who, but I did.
You recall
You guys, all it took was a trip to the Astral Sea. Come on.
that the stories between the Underdark and Mithranor is similar to a mirror. That there is that there the like it's you would think that they stack on top of each other because the Underdark is a reflection of Mythdraenor's glory. But the one thing that has always kind of haunted you about this idea that these two things that are on top of each other and that nobody has ever found it is that a mirror is a reflection of the thing, so it's backwards. So while people have dug underneath Mythdraenor looking for the Underdark wouldn't be there because they don't stack on top of each other. They're a reflection of each other. Them that the Underdark isn't, in your opinion, in what you understand how it works, that the Underdark is not underneath Mythdraenor like so many people believed. That it's somewhere else on the Sword Coast.
And I relay that to everyone because that was well put. And
I don't know what the fuck it means.
like my understanding is like the Underdark is literally like it's like the Fae, where the Fae is like a mirror of the material all over, but it's not like
They exist on the same-
explicitly there.
Yeah.
And like the Underdark is not explicitly like
Underdark's
a cave
technically on
underneath everything. It's the
Yeah.
mirror of
the real
everywhere.
plane, though.
So
Yeah, it's on the same-
another
it's on
way
the
you
same
could
plane.
put it is, if you've seen how water reflects light,
Mhm.
someone's have you seen where they're like their head is over here but
And
their
it gets
body's over
shifted
here?
and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that description.
Would I have ever? So I guess then my question would be, would I have ever traveled far enough to have found it? But like,
No.
that's cool. That's
You've
fine by
done
me. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, you've done multiple other planes. The distortions of the Sword Coast are still a mystery to you.
Mm-hmm.
You all look over in the raucous, joyous group tier. You see the half orc kind of like with his arm around Darfarius as they're both passed out, like on a log. You see Willow just already like in his sleeping bag, kind of closer to a fire. The Asamir, Yana, like kind of standing perch on this ledge above you all. And then Uma is already kind of like, she sits next to the fire, kind of legs crossed, eyes closed, and just in this kind of like meditative state. As even though you guys are like already in the belly of the Feywild, the sense that night is kind of encroaching and creeping in is already kind of like washes over everybody.
Can I talk to Val a little bit longer, real quick?
Yeah. You haven't seen your brother in 3 weeks. He hasn't seen you in decades. So.
Oh God.
Well, it feels like decades.
When you went through the portal, what happened? Did you kill
Narrowvein?
Narrowvein?
Unfortunately, that slippery motherfucker got away because as much as I like to consider myself a hunter, I truly didn't want to let him get out of my reach. So I hope you all were able to handle that dragon well enough, but I couldn't let him get away.
We
so
definitely got it.
good to know.
By we, you
Huh?
you got the killing blow.
No shot. I killed him as I was.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Yeah. So I ran through, and I think he kind of panicked a bit. He wasn't expecting me to show up.
Not weird.
Yeah.
Opposite. He expected it, and he set that webbing. You got caught in it.
Never mind. He was expecting me, and I kind of fell into a snare, and before I could get out, he brought down the tunnel around me.
Yeah,
Which
destroyed the portal.
Oh well, I mean, you and I experienced that one time, but thankfully we weren't caught in anything and were able to get out. But now we know what happens when you don't make it out in time. I ended up in the astral sea. I spent. It feels like forever, being so deprived of all senses for such a long time. The astral sea was. I guess it can put things into perspective. While most of it is devoid of everything, it was also strangely beautiful. It felt like I could see for forever, but also I couldn't see anything. And it was cascaded with like these silver seas of stars all over, and it would have been quite nice if it weren't for the company that I had to bring with me. Val and Rainer, or Brockle and Rainer weren't too bad. It's everything else that was out there. Because the Astral Sea is not empty. There's some scary shit out there. But as you know, spent some time. Spent a lot of time out there. Found the ability to kind of find my way back after quite some time. As I've said before, and as I've recall helping and using this with you guys, I kind of have a knack to know where portals are, but out there being stripped of all senses, I was able to see a new type of manifestation of my ability, and then you like see Val's eye kind of start to glow, and his eye looked weird before. Like there was definitely some shit that happened to it. There's runes carved around his eye and on his iris. But now there's just ever so slightly a little bit more like movement to it. And it just glows a little bit. He says, I can now kind of see a spectrum of where these portals are and where this planar energy is emanating from, and that's kind of what helped lead me to where I needed to get to, where Uma and the others found me. Unfortunately, what that also came with that is I began to see the changes in the astral plane. Something is going on there. And you know something scary is happening when you see the corpse of a dead god just floating out in the astral sea. And it makes you
Wait.
wonder what might have done that.
So
You
Can
saw
I
a dead
just-
god?
can-
How do you know there's a dead
Okay.
god?
When you see something like that, you can't understand it to be anything other than that of what was once a divine being of some kind.
Do you know which god it was?
No. Again, the whole distance and relativity of it all doesn't really there's no details that I could have perceived, but it was I knew just out of that that sheer feeling of what it was. But was able to again find my way, figure out how to survive and how to make it back here.
As a player, can I get some clarification a little bit?
Um, ask me what you want, and then maybe I can direct you to a in-game reference.
Or you're telling texting you about what my question is?
You're texting me?
No, like, can I openly ask the question or?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and if I can't answer it like directly, then I'll tell you a way to ask it indirectly.
I need a recap on what happened to David's character. Like I heard what he said, but I'm not getting what he said.
Okay, so
He said something about he gained certain ability that help him to get to where he's going.
here's what happened.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit
Give him
down.
the spark notes.
I'm gonna
Spark notes.
put on
Give him
some.
the spark notes, Vivo.
Okay.
Narrator, what happened last time?
Yeah, what happened?
Last
episode in the Astral Sea. Val set adrift in this endless void. He had to use every bit of his own mind in order to manifest each step
Okay.
over what seemed like eternity because he's outside of time and space.
Okay.
He was a person who was able to detect portals in the past with you all with this kind of like gut feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But being lost in a place that is endless void, that gut feeling, like there's no sound except for his own, there's no sight except for his own, there's nothingness. He had to rely on his senses more than ever, and over an endless amount of time he was able to manifest this ability to not only sense the portals, it manifested into being able to see them. So the astral plane is what you travel through. It's the highway. You're not allowed to walk on the highway.
No. Yes.
You can travel on it.
Yes.
Madness is to walk through the highway. He is amongst the highway traveling it. He sees like the passing, but the astral plane isn't completely void of all life. In fact, the astral plane is something that has gods, demigods. It has life itself.
Primordial
that's
beings.
That's why he sends the
Giant space whales.
like god dying.
Space whales. pocket dimensions.
And at one point, so after all this time that he's manifested, because I guess he had a choice between absolute madness of being lost in nothingness, or his determination to get out of it. And he continued to pursue this gut feeling until it manifested into this like a light.
Okay.
And that light was enough to keep going towards. And that light kind of grew because it was a portal manifested into vision. And so he traveled towards it. And then there was this disruption of the astral plane. And he came across a dead god.
Okay.
He started to see that there's something happening. And that is when the merry band, the Travelers of Tyr, also had discovered that the astral plane is in disruption. And so they didn't come to his rescue, they came to rescue.
Okay.
And it just so happens that they found someone familiar, completely distraught, like on the edge of madness. They found Val.
So essentially, what you're describing is David just white Gandalf a new ability.
Sure.
He said I just white Gandalf to new ability.
I don't know what nerdy shit that
Gandalf
means,
the
but
White.
yeah.
Yeah, but Gandalf.
Gandalf was a different
died.
situation. Yeah, Gandalf died, and the Minar sent him back.
It's more like
No, Lord.
No.
Okay, it's more like, Beetlejuice. You know how Beetlejuice can't leave his house because there's sandworms?
It's less Gandalf.
Oh my God.
But he did.
More Beetlejuice.
I got it.
Less Gandalf.
It's more of the need for survival and like adapting to the need for survival and being exposed to such otherworldly like powers and like environments that like you kind of just
arcane.
You kind of just like you're impacted by it, like it affects you.
I understand.
Okay,
Okay. I understand now.
cool.
Cool.
It's kind of like the Fantastic Four when they got like blasted by cosmic rays.
It's actually kind of good.
Yeah, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger.
Yeah. It's like every superhero moment of like you get bit by the spider, you get dunked in toxic waste, all the good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah. I will say kind of similar to how I said earlier, there was a lot of trials and tribulations. It was mostly quiet, aside from those other two in my head talking to me on occasion. It was mostly quiet until some of those storms rolled through. And let me tell you, being adrift in nothingness, being adrift in the middle of nothingness where everything is completely silent and then all of a sudden a psychic storm comes through and you have two other passengers, I would say. Having two other passengers and yourself get hit by a psychic storm rolling through is debilitating. So I'll just let you know, it's not a great time. But
Above you, Yana kind of whispers, catch up on sleep. Tomorrow you need to present yourself in front of the princess. She will not take kindly to those that are not well rested and reek of booze. You can talk on the road. Should be, and then they go back to their like kind of night watch of the area.
Well, there'll be time for more stories later. I think we take the advice and get some rest.
You guys kind of like gather around the fire that's been made, and you lay yourself down. You take stock of this like enchanted forest that you're in. Those of you who've not been in the Fae for too long, listen to like these chimes and that honeydew smell that kind of like drifts in and out on the wind as you guys fall into slumber. And we could take a break here, or we can end for the night.
I'm good to keep going.
I'm
I
good
finally
for-
got my character back.
I'm good for another hour.
Okay, so we're gonna take a little bit of break, and then we'll come back for a little bit longer of the session.
Woo!
Guess who's back?
Back again. Val is back. Tell us.
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Guess who?
David, is this transformation always in the plan for you, or is it just
What? No.
We-
None of this was planned.
No, Terry. This guy fucked
He was
up
just
my
waiting-
plan.
He was just waiting to run through a portal to blow up. Just
Nope.
give him
I was not. That was me attempting. So Terry, if you remember, I asked, "Hey, do we need to kill Narrowvein?" And you're like, "Yes." I was like, I ran that motherfucker down, and Viva was just like, "No, no, no, no!" And now we're here.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame. Foggy was in there. That story was gold.
Now she can hear you.
Foggita.
Yeah. Hey, Foggy, how you doing? You watch a Ben Affleck movie tonight? There's just some good ones out there. They're all pretty much gold.
They're all amazing.
I watched Argo the other night. That was pretty fun. That was pretty good.
Argo's like the testament to it. Like, how good is Ben Affleck? Argo.
Yeah, I think that's like his one main serious role. No, there was also the one where what was the one that came out a couple years ago about like he was investigating like his wife's murder or something like that. That was semi-serious.
Well, yeah,
Gone Girl?
Gone Girl, yeah.
Yeah, Gone Girl was pretty
God.
fucked up. That was
Scarring.
That was a horrible
Scarring.
story in terms of the.
I love it. It's a great movie. It's a great book.
It's a
Scarring.
good story writing, but like to describe like a woman can do things like that is just kind of crazy.
Foggy almost watched the Ben Affleck movie.
He was in a basketball movie.
He was.
You should have stuck it out, Foggy.
He was.
I'm sure he would have been. I'm sure he looks exactly like every other white basketball player. Like he could.
As a basketball fan, I want to object.
Talking about Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Gone Girl.
Because
don't know what
Jason Williams does not look like most white basketball players.
What sport would you say he would look like he would play?
Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Fucking
Hockey.
lacrosse.
Yeah, lacrosse or rugby.
Rugby?
I could see rugby.
Yeah.
He's not terrifying enough to play rugby.
He's also
No, I don't. I wouldn't say.
He's not Australian.
No, I don't think you'd play rugby. It'd be lacrosse or
Water polo.
Yeah, he's too hairy for water polo though.
Oh, I like skier.
No, I would say the fucking rowing one.
Skier.
The rowing one.
Oh, rowing. Yeah. He'd be row. I could. Regardless, I think we all can pretty much like have all settled on it'd be something pretentious.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Rode for Yale.
Yeah. Like Harvard or something. Like
He'd be a skier. All right, we're back from the break.
Are we?
Yeah, I think for a while now.
I think we're just gonna talk about Ben Affleck for the remainder of the show.
Yeah, that's just what we do.
Turned into a Ben Affleck stream.
Yeah, let's all just fucking rip on Ben Affleck. How do you cheat on Jennifer Garner? Whatever.
Accurate.
Same way as everyone else does by trading down in the world.
How could you have that beautiful of an opportunity in front of you and just throw it away?
Well, it's like Schwarzenegger. Like you just want a piece of ugly at some point. Yeah, you're like, I get it. Pretty's awesome, but like, what about some ugly?
Yeah, having a supermodel's great, but like, what if I didn't?
What if I didn't? Oh, it ruined everything. Interesting. All right. No. So the sun starts to creep over into the Feywild. It's disorienting in the sense because you're used to this like kind of ember glow, this orange summoning of the sun, but here there's these magical like pinks and blues as the sky kind of just like filters like a kaleidoscope through all these colors but you feel the warmth come through and the life comes back into this forest. And you look around and the travelers of Tyr wide awake, completely sober, unlike some of you. They seem to be ill-affected by any of the partying of the night before and have breakfast ready.
Yep. Didn't sit too well with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend some time and go and try and wash up a little bit.
Astrid having
That shit don't touch
Party-
me.
having lived that life is well accustomed to bouncing back.
Are we signing out? Oh, sorry.
What?
Are we rolling for Constitution? Sorry.
No, that's
Once you
just what
drank.
people are doing. You can or you can't. It's up to you.
Oh, I don't. My character doesn't drink it, so
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you would need to.
No.
yeah, we're good.
Yeah, Val will go and do a little bit of washing up in the stream.
There's a hammer that sticks straight up with its handle up in the air. And Darfarius kind of like pulls out of it and just vomits like uncontrollably for a while
Oh, no.
before like dipping back into his hammer and then disappearing again.
Oh,
God.
at least he's keeping his place clean.
You haven't been there. It's not clean.
But you were there?
For a minute.
Okay, I've been to the Astral Sea and that's weird, but you guys went into the hammer with him.
We did go into the hammer.
What the fuck did I miss?
Oh,
That's something you
you
don't wanna
also
do.
missed.
So much. So much.
There's also something you missed.
There's something else?
Oh God, what was her name? Elia?
Oh yeah.
Elia. After we left the cave with the dragon, Elia pays us a visit.
Shit was that quiet one that was in the court or in the Lord's Alliance meeting that one time, right?
Yes.
Yeah, where she spoke about dragons.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, it's been quite some time for me. So yes, I
Okay.
Well, to sum it up in short, by her introduction, we were given the opportunity to be in the presence of a couple of the ancient dragons.
Metallics.
the metallics.
They
Yes.
still exist, apparently.
Huh.
And
Do you guys
what's even
do you
more
guys know how groundbreaking that is to have met
yes,
with
we
them?
do. Yes. And
No.
on top of that, well, we didn't at that moment when we first met them. So let's be honest, we couldn't fathom the importance and the impact of what such a meeting could have been when we first met them. You have to understand we were overwhelmed at the time because you were lost.
It's less than 24 hours after you decided to
Yes.
hurl yourself through a portal.
So we
Okay.
were very focused on trying to get you back. So
Understandable. I feel like there's a butt coming.
yeah, so we
He said
basically
butt coming.
were asked by the metallic dragons to do a lot of tasks for them in exchange for their assistance to fight the dragon cultists and to keep the peace for the Sword Coast. But we were too focusing on trying to get you back. One thing led to another. We kind of ended up walking away from that negotiation.
Oh.
And by we, he means they.
Oh no.
but the thing is, we were able to. Well, Aaliyah came back to us. Well, we kind of met up again,
mhm.
and it was a communication and kind of, I would say, how can I say this? A vague, a mutual understanding was said that if we can still proceed and complete the task requested by the metallic dragons, that we could still might gain their favors in helping us down the road. That was the result of it. So
Gotcha.
it's not a total loss,
It's true.
Like,
Sounds
but
to not be a total loss.
it could have been a bigger
gone
win if
better.
we
Yeah.
actually understood what the gravity of the situation was when we first met them. But all in all, I would say we recovered.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to say that I wasn't there for that, and that I might have caused some stress in that situation. But when we get out of this situation, that is something we're gonna have to put some effort into. With the amount of time that I've spent with and researching dragons, finding out that you were able to meet with the metallics that were thought to not have been around anymore that's a big deal. We'll need to put forth some effort for that, because the dragons are tied into more than just being dangerous creatures. There's a lot more to them than that. But again, that's something we'll have to look into once we get out of this current predicament. But we can talk about that more later.
UW.
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
Sorry, I'm trying to do something else too. Multitasking.
Whatever you were trying to do, looked like you were trying to sleep.
Oh no. I'm awake.
Yeah, I just making
Okay,
sure.
he's not pulling a Viva.
He was, yeah. So just making sure.
No. Trying to fix something on my phone.
'Cause I was like, hey, that's my thing. Falling asleep.
Don't steal my shit.
Don't steal my shit, dude.
Yeah, Val, can I make a history check, or do I know about the metallics? Would I have known about the metallics?
You
Like, not
They-
knowing like they were what like explicitly they were, but like knowing that like there was a thing
okay?
as
Go ahead
such
to do
as
a history
metallics.
check.
Can't remember. This is my plus. God.
He's
Oh my
back!
This
I
last time.
can't. I can't.
Wow.
Just
The last time you rolled was a fucking 20.
No, his last one was a 5, but he's only
no.
going down.
My last history check was a 20.
Yeah. The last important roll.
Literally a curse, man. I'm not kidding. This is like, damn.
Do I get advantage because I'm a ranger?
Yes.
I mean, would it be considered a nature check?
Here's what you know.
Yeah, Alex, my nature is also a +0, so don't worry about it.
Here's what you know.
Nature, for whatever reason, is also intelligence.
You've spent your
Survival is
time.
wisdom. I don't know.
You have spent your time focusing on dragons and traveling these different planes, and there are millions of rumors. There are thousands of different stories, and you can't discern truth from fact in many cases. And so you're open-minded to the fact that everything can be true. Just because you haven't experienced it, just because you haven't seen it, doesn't mean that it isn't true. So you continue to be like open-minded to it all. The copper, yeah, you certainly heard about the metallic dragons, but have you seen them? Have you dealt with them? No.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
It's come that time you guys are going to be led away. It's the Traveler's Zatir is like, All right. I mean, it's your turn to shine. We're gonna go and look for other lost travelers. That's what we do.
Again, I
Small.
cannot.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say again, I cannot express how much gratitude and thanks that I have towards you and towards Tyr. I'm
can't
not much of a
also-
religious person myself, but you all have my respect, and that is more than I give a lot to a lot of people.
Is there anything we can do to repay you for this?
Let's see. We don't ask anything but no. Be successful in all your endeavors. That's enough gratitude for us. It seems as though she kind of winks at Darth. The world needs you. Hopefully, we're able to lend our hand. For now, good luck. And they all kind of disappear. And they begin to kind of like strum their instruments and play their stuff as they march off into the distance. And gives Astrid specifically hugs as they kind of journey on.
Safe travels.
Goodbye, sister.
See you soon. I'm sure.
So need to think. They all kind of laugh as they bellow like from their chest. They bellow and laugh and continue on.
Okay.
The direction you're given is to go like further into the forest. You guys continue on this path that you were directed. And you look out as you're on this giant hill. And it's this valley below. And this valley stretches for miles and miles and miles. And in the mist kind of clouds just how long this goes out. But there's just these miles and miles and miles of hedge maze that carry on into the oblivion, it seems like, for you. And as you guys continue your path down, the hedges start to like form a pathway. And they start to like move, shift. And they create these archways as you guys continue on this path that you were given. And you travel for what seems like days until you get to the center of this maze. And there, in the center, is this tiered steps of hedges. And sitting on top of it is a throne. You see this figure, this frail individual. These long ears next to her, and surrounded in all the corners of this particular section of this maze. You know, with these like 12-foot tall hedges that surround this square. You see those familiar figures, these dryads, right? These creatures that look like they've been summoned from the bushes themselves, and you see them all surrounding it. Next to this woman who sits in this throne, you see two dryad figures. And when they look their eyes upon you, They whisper to one another. And then they whisper to their queen. They stand up and they usher you forward.
As we take a couple of steps forward, Val will walk forward and kneel.
Follow suit. Or Astrid will follow suit.
You see this like dissatisfaction on her face as she sees only two of you show any form of respect.
The thing. I'll do the same.
It's insulting that you would think I would dismiss this disrespect. They warned me about you. She looks at the two dryads next to her. They start to say, yes, princess, these are the ones that were supposed to eliminate the hag. Promised that they would take out the trash. As the voices switches back and forth. Look at them. Cowards. Disrespectful. Who knows why they're here? The princess looks at you all. You are in my kingdom. You are in my kingdom and disrespecting me. What could possibly bring upon this madness? You. Speak now. As she looks at Valen. What I thought.
We
Nope. Take him. And then some of the dryads come up and they pin your arms behind your back. You. Speak. She points to Liam.
You speaking in Sylvan or Common?
As some guards come up and they pin your hand behind your back.
I'm asking, what is she speaking in? Where am I going to respond? Like, I want to know which way I'm supposed to
I
respond.
grow tired. These destitute foreigners coming across into my lands.
Wait, why am I getting punished? Can you guys hear me?
no.
Yes, we
He's playing
can.
the character. You're not being punished. It's just the character, what the character is.
I didn't even get it, but I didn't get a chance to respond. I was just gonna see.
Yeah.
All right, fine, whatever.
Send them to the pits. They clearly have no use for me.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Yes, child.
Excuse me for speaking out of turn, but
Hmm.
I must come to the defense of my companions. We only
If you
wish to
must.
leave. We only wish to leave your lands. We know how much you dislike the stench of outsiders, and we only wish
Mhm.
to clear the air.
Indeed.
We have spoken to others that have passed through your lands and
Give
heard
me
that
their names so that I may execute them.
you know of them already. They have pleased you, from what I have heard.
Hmm. You may have heard correctly.
And we only wish to have the same blessing to exit your lands and be out of your hair.
It is always. It is always a burden on me when you wander into my lands.
We only wish to unburden you.
Who's that behind you? The
Who's
sexy
behind
old man.
The sexy old man.
Is that supposed to be me?
Is it you?
That's
Or
You
Valen.
now, man.
Yeah, is it me or Valen? Oh shit, it's me. Um,
This is one of my traveling companions.
No. He's not your traveling companion. He is once my traveling companion. He
What
knows
the
how this
fuck?
what?
he knows how this is going to go.
There's no consent in the Wonderland.
He calls the shot here.
It's good to know that you know some of the people that I travel with.
Mm.
That way you know that we are sincere in our
The rest of you. Val, you know the deal. You once worked in the High Court with me. You once pleasured my company. And
Sorry.
behind the gates is something I know you've been waiting for. Is this true?
As
Have you spent
always.
so long outside of here you don't recall? You know, you'd flatter me if you told of our trysts to your companions.
You were making Emily hysterical over here. Oh,
Tell me more, I'd like to see how it go.
Tell me more. Did you get very far?
oh no. What are you doing to me, Viva?
Hey man, we talked about this.
No, we didn't. No.
Oh, we did.
No, we didn't.
Emily's like,
Oh, we did.
God, you
No,
told me
we
everything
didn't.
The fact that you blocked this out tells more than anything else.
Oh my god.
Loving.
Oh god.
Forget it all the time.
I'll respond and just say, it pains me, and it may pain you to know that part of my past was taken from me, and this might have been part of it. But what is true, and will always be true, is our intention is to please you.
Excuse me.
Doesn't seem.
Sorry.
Everybody heard that too.
Wow.
It was fucking loud. We haven't heard M all night. That we heard.
No, I talk about
A
random.
call full of guys, and the girl's the one that let the belch out.
I'm sorry.
oh, God, that was awesome.
The princess kind of looks at you and says, "Maybe we'll do some re-education tonight."
Viva, I
Stay
want you
with
to
me.
know I hate this.
Oh,
Stay with
you
me.
hate it more than fumbling? More than fumbling the goblin's balls? Come on. It can't be worse than that.
Yes, it can.
The remainder of the dryads kind of like take the rest of you off into different chambers of this Alvin household as you are led to the main chamber amongst this like giant kind of, I guess, oak. And Dandelion, the princess, kind of leads you. It is almost insulting that you don't remember this, but this world is fickle. Memories can be erased. And I gather you no longer love me like you once did. So tell me, Planeswalker, you return here and you ask for my favors, but you strike at my heart and insist that I pay you without any compensation?
I'm sorry that it seemed that I did not intend to properly offer my services to shut up, M. In order to gain your blessing.
Mm.
But one thing that I do know is
Well, the
while I might have lost
Astro
some of my memory, I have not lost who I am, and you will know that I am good on my word.
I'm counting on it. I'm counting on you being good on your word and having a silver tongue. And she lays back onto her bed.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Please, dear God, what are you doing?
Fade to black.
Fade to black. The next day, Val comes out with a very sore jaw.
I'm sorry.
What did you just do to my character?
You just fucking journey through the astral sea. You are stronger. You are stronger than you think.
What did you just do to my character? Can you go back to the
Back
actual
to the
scene
astral sea
now?
after that.
What is
He
this?
dives back into the next portal he sees.
Gotta go bye.
I definitely do not
What
remember
are we
talking about
teaching on
any of
this?
with
Like
you.
non-consensual.
None of this was in my
like,
backstory that I talked about.
This stream needed to be rated R.
it does.
man.
If you're
This stream
royal,
needs
you
to be
don't have to
rated
worry
R.
about them saying yes. You can just do whatever.
Her
You
feet are
know?
in the stirrup, and she looks at you and says,
Oh God.
Wow,
"Your
David's
fucking face right now."
Cringe maximum.
I
You know what?
like, I don't,
Everybody look
This is-
away.
this is something that you brought my character to that I'm not comfortable with, bud.
Yeah, I don't know what you're
If
gonna
my
do.
brother's not comfortable with it, I will fight. I don't.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Like, that's in the past, my dude.
Inception.
Finger gun your way out of
Can I
there.
do an insight check and see
Yeah,
if she's
like-
lying?
No,
You're nowhere
we're
near. They
gone.
sent you off to your own rooms. Like,
We're like locked
Wait,
somewhere
we got
else.
sent out?
yeah, a long time ago.
Oh, well then, fuck you. I got no way to back you up, dude.
Just finger gun your way out of it.
Literally finger gun your way out of this.
No. No.
So
Amazing. Finger gun your way out. That is a phrase someone
sorry,
used.
that's not what I meant. Oh no.
I'm actually at a loss for words. I don't know what to do in this situation, Viva. Like, as a player,
Now you know
like, this
how
is-
I felt.
Terry will help you.
Don't.
If you think this
That's
is
in the
bad,
past, my dude.
yeah.
I think this is worse than what you want to do, Terry. You were just being flirted with. This is outright being.
what? I would do.
I
felt way worse than this.
Val's gonna just say,
Hold on, Val. Listen for the whisper.
okay.
Just wait for that.
Sure. Sure. What, like, what? No, no, that's worse. That's actually oh my god, why? I actually have to like I have to call a stop to this. Like
All right.
this
Okay.
is this is not
We will
okay with
stop.
me.
Okay.
No, this is
We'll
actually
stop.
not okay with
That's
me.
all right. We're stopping. We're stopping.
I'm sorry that
We're stopping. That's right. We'll stop. We're done. So as she tries to like kind of convince you into rekindling a romance that you don't remember, you're hesitant, and in turn what you do is you kind of like nurture this side of her that wants this attention. Um Realizing it's a very childlike, even though this is uh a Alvin figure who is several hundred years older than you and remembers you in a completely different manner. You you're able to kind of like shift this interaction into something more platonic, and you're telling her, hey, like we're we're here to satisfy other means, um as she drifts off to sleep. And then in the dead of this night, you kind of like creep off into the night back to your group, and you find them, and you lay down into this into your own bedding, um reluctant and satisfied, like with your heart kind of still beating, like holy shit. I was not prepared for this. um in the morning you guys are going to find out what your quest is, but at this point the night shifts. That dewy smell that you guys had been like experiencing throughout the course of the day kind of drifts to this like kind of, it turns into this more um like a heavier, fainter flower as it kind of drifts off, and you guys, as you concentrate on it, you guys all drift into sleep. Um, and the night flows over you, and I think that's where we'll stop.
Girl's crazy.
Super sorry, David. I didn't mean to put you in that bad of a spot. I
yeah,
was just fucking with you. I was just fucking.
too
I didn't mean to
much,
put
too
you
much.
that.
I'm
All right.
I'm cool with like Val not remembering his past to a degree, but like I don't I think
That's
you and
right.
I might have a miscommunication on what my idea for the past of Val in the Feywild would have been.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, man. I was just fucking. Yeah, I got too far into it.
A little bit.
I will. Yeah. Nope. I will respect that.
Thank you. But I had a lot of fun otherwise.
Val's back.
Val's back. He's
Val's
old.
back.
Sure. And
Does
Terry,
that make you the older brother now?
I was still
Yes,
born
Liga?
first.
he was still born first.
yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work.
What
You
was
can certainly boss him around for a little bit.
I'll try.
It wasn't
We'll try. All right. Cool.
But yeah, no, dude. In my attempt to make things funny, I will cross a line. Thank you for like reining me in and being like, "Hey, don't do that." I respect that. I'm not gonna. Terry did it too, so that's not a problem for me.
I was half joking, actually, like fumbling the ball.
Oh, like no. Like a long time ago, you're like, "Hey, makes me uncomfortable."
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So no, I will never make Val try to have consensual sex with a princess from.
That wasn't consensual.
Yeah.
That was not consensual.
No. There's difference between having consensual sex and then having explicitly forced. Like that's not consensual.
She
You
was
say-
offering. No, but anyways,
She's
I got it.
offering, he was
Yeah,
She was offering. He's like, I will do a
but again,
quest.
I will. Yeah, again, it's fine. I apologize, man. I was.
That's like
fucking-
that's
All
the
good.
equivalent. It's just the gender swap of like whenever a director or a producer
Yeah.
asks a girl into his room is like it's consensual because he wants it doesn't mean that
Yeah,
she
right?
wants it. No.
Yeah, we gender swapped it. So it's fine. I'm sorry about that, David. You got super uncomfortable. That's my bad.
A little bit.
100%, it was my bad. All of it was my bad. But yeah,
I mean,
no. Otherwise, it
for
was fun.
the
We're now
fire
in a
team,
different
yeah.
plane, experiencing it.
Hey,
Actually-
and we're all alive.
We all didn't
Actually-
die.
Viva, I want to make a request
Uh huh.
because there is a ingredient name. Actually, there's an ingredient in the real world and in D&D. Like D&D has vetted this ingredient. It's called the reishi mushroom. So it's actually a medicinal mushroom from like Chinese medicine and like
Okay.
Korean medicine and Japanese medicine as well. Like they use the mushrooms to make stock and to make tea, and then when they drink it, they believe it boosts up your immunity and everything and so on and so forth. And that ingredient actually is in D&D database, so you can. I'll send you the word of it, but my idea was ever since you mentioned that this Feywild has so many mushrooms, I kept thinking, and because it's a special world, it's a special plane. I mean, could there be such ingredients I can harvest a little and bring back to our plane?
So there's a good chance that like the Feywild stuff will be more psychedelic, in general terms, stuff like that.
Okay.
But there, like you could probably find like I would still think like if you wanted to look for mushrooms either.
Well, if it's
here or-
psychedelic, we use on the enemy.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you a description of like what like extra psychedelic,
All right.
like in addition to.
I got a quick question that I want to ask Viva, but I need everybody to like, earmuffs real quick.
All right, let me finish what I was saying. Real quick,
Okay.
and then I'll let you do
Step
that.
them off.
And then, but then there's other again region. Underdark will have a lot of mushrooms, and
Okay.
things like that. So just to keep that in mind. I know the Underdark has a lot of mushrooms because it's a side mission in. It's a big thing in like Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay.
When you go into the Underdark, like there's a side mission to go get like
Actually,
specific, like mushrooms and stuff like that.
the reishi mushroom reference for D&D is from Underdog.
Yeah.
So that's
So, yeah.
that's what I asked. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to
Oh.
leave, Terry. This should be a really quick question, and then it might lead to a different conversation. But like,
Step
if
'em off.
All right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
end the stream first. All right.
well, it might impact we can retcon something real quick and still end in the same point. But
All right.
just
Well,
give me a
then
second.
I will deafen real quick. Where's my
Just
deafen?
deafen.
All right, looks like we're wrapping up here in just a second, and then we'll be ending the stream. Thanks everybody who's been hanging on. It was I don't know, medium length stream, but we got Val back, which is good. Oh shoot, this is not hiding cursor. But yeah, so hopefully we will. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where we go from here with Feywild and a full party. It's definitely very Alice in Wonderlandy. We'll see. We're gonna give them a chance to finish asking their quick questions, and then we'll come back to see if it's gonna include a retcon of anything. Waiting for the sign to show us we can come back. Do. All right, anytime now. Anytime. Yeah, we're good. All right, that's the thing we're gonna end here. Everybody, good night. Have a good one. We'll be able to play. I think we're playing next week, and we'll be fine on our kind of weekly schedule. So, I'll talk to you all later, and I think everyone else is saying goodbye as well. So, thanks.